build wealth, you need to determine your total income, total expenses, all asset value, and all debt will equal net worth. And if you don't know those things, you can't plan ahead to build wealth. And there's an old saying, what gets measured gets managed. But you need these numbers to figure out, well, are my expenses more than my income? You have to control cash flow. If you're going backwards here, you'll never build wealth. So to come up with these numbers, I use a few different forms. I fill this one out. This is January through December for the year that I'm measuring. Electricity for the house, natural gas, cell phone, internet, water and sewer, total up utilities, mortgage payments for the whole year, income each month and for the whole year. I have insurance. How much is health insurance for a month? If your employer pays, great. If not, this is here, or how much you spend if you pay a monthly fee for insurance. Auto insurance and home insurance, total those all up. Then other expenses, gasoline for a car. I'll look at receipts or credit card statements or bank statements and see, okay, how much do I spend a year in gas? Then also groceries, household items, miscellaneous things, eating out, any expenses. I make up categories here and list them. Total those all up. Then for credit cards get a little bit dicey there. Here I list January through December. I list the credit card. Okay, how much is the payment each month? And then any interest or fees that I paid each month. Sometimes I pay off credit cards. Sometimes I carry balances forward. It just depends on the interest rate. And then I have the cash flow statement or form, which lists, okay, from the other form I have gasoline for a car. I know what the year is amount, then I will divide that by 12, that amount, then I know how much I'm spending per month. License, same thing, for a year, divide by 12 gives me a month. Maintenance that I spend for the year, divide by 12, then total those up. Then I have household expenses, electricity, gas, cell phone, internet. I know those totals, divide them by 12. Then put the totals down here. I have any doctor bills, dentist, prescription drugs, total for the year, divide by 12. Automobile insurance, home insurance. And down here I put this category, I put food, household, personal, gifts, eat out, etc. all together because those receipts tend to get commingled. I could split those into different categories, but it takes too much time and it's too much effort. For me, it's not worth doing. Over here, I have property taxes, sales taxes, federal taxes, state. I know what I pay that for the year. Divide by 12, get the month. Then I have total expenses with no debt. So I add up the totals of all of these categories, and I put those in here. Then I have mortgage. How much do I pay a month? How much do I pay a year? Credit card payments, and there again too, credit card, this gets a little bit, a little bit confusing or complicated because if you pay it off the credit card every month, that expense is basically included here. But if I'm paying the minimum, I'm not paying this all off, so I include that over here, and then I include also credit card interest that I pay. Then I put total expenses with debt. I get numbers there. Then I have here is income, interest. If you have any investments in mutual funds, ETFs, individual stocks, anything, you can have ordinary dividends, capital gains, potentially, tax exempt interest maybe, qualified dividends. Put all those numbers in here. Then I have total income. I have total expenses. And here's the amount to save or invest minus the expenses from the total income. And then it gives me, okay, am I making more money than I'm spending, or am I spending more than I'm making? So then I have a net worth statement where I list credit union amount on December 31st of the previous year. And I usually do this in January, February, March. And these also help fill out my tax forms when I have all these numbers and know these things. So then I have savings, okay, total there. IRA, Roth IRA, was total retirement amount. How much is my house worth? I'll list, I look on the tax statement. I also go online and I'll look it up there and see what they're estimating the house is worth. And then I'll add all, I'll usually end up with like 3 different numbers or 2. Add those together. If there's 2, I'll add the 2 numbers together and then divide by 2 gives me an average. And then I'll list what my house is worth. This 2003 is my vehicle. I'll go online. Kelley Blue Book is a good site. You can put in the features that you have or options, and it'll give you a ballpark figure of what your vehicle's worth. And then, household items. That's it's all different. I did some research years ago on that, and they kind of came up with a number of like 30,000. Well, if you look at all the clothing you have, just everything in your house, 30,000 seems to be about right. If you were going to go out and sell all that stuff, that's what it'd be worth. And new, you really can't use new prices because as soon as it's used, it's used. And selling in garage sales, generally the price is 10% of retail. So if something you bought new was $100, it's now used, it probably is only worth $10. So that one is hard to figure out. But then I put in total assets. Then I have, okay, how much did I spend a year for the mortgage? How much was my total payments and credit cards? Down here, then I have total assets, which number comes from up here. And how much debt do I have, which is a total down here. Gives me my net worth. So then when I have all those, I go back to this sheet. Okay, what was my total income? What were my total expenses? Is it positive or is it negative? Am I spending more than I'm making, or am I making more than I'm spending? Down here, all asset value and all debt minus all debt equals net worth. And then that will tell you where you're at. And that's key to determine, okay, how do I build wealth? Am I making enough money to be able to save and invest? Hope this is helpful. Be sure and check out my other videos.